Now let's take a look at how you can distribute your quotes. Instead of sending PDFs and multiple versions of these PDFs over email, which becomes cumbersome and complicated for the customer to interact with, you can simply use the Sculptor Send Quote functionality. It opens to you the window where you can select the template and send the quote. When you send it, the recipient gets a link that opens an interactive page with your quote. Let's see how it's opened. This is an interactive private web page that contains the proposal included in the quote configured in your Salesforce instance with all the rules applied. And the customer can modify the contents of the quote to a certain extent and recalculate the quantity and even add some products if you allow that. For example, in this case, we can provide the products already included in the quote, but it can be extended. The customer can delete a particular product, which then recalculates the quote in real time. Of course, it's possible to interact via chatter with some comments that the customer can send you. It gets saved in Salesforce, and you see it straight in your org. What's interesting here is that the status of the quote in Salesforce is changed when some actions happen on the interactive page. For example, we see that the customer opened the quote, and you can configure a trigger. For example, you can send an alarm to your salesperson to pay attention to that customer just in that time when the customer is looking at the quote, to send a message or make a call to help with the quote finalization. When this particular quote is saved, the customer is able to save it as a PDF. In the Salesforce instance, you get the status update that the quote was actually printed by the customer and then accepted. So this functionality replaces the cumbersome email exchange of different versions of PDFs. You can actually collaborate on the quotes and be on top of everything that's happening with your proposal to the customer.